everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Letecia. Today we are looking at the Madeline Kingsbury case again. There's been a little bit of new information, so we're going to look at the family statements. We're going to look at the father of the two children that broke his silence, his statement through a lawyer, and all of that. So I'm going to recap in a moment in case you know nothing about this case. If you do know nothing, make sure that you check out the previous episode, which I will link for you in the description box. And I believe it was also in the chat posted there. Thank you so much to the mods for that. PT, thank you so much for spoiling Fury. That is so sweet. If you don't know, Fury is my cat. It's our cat. He's very cute, very snarky black cat. Thank you very much, and welcome to all the new members. If any of you are confused about what kind is it court time? No. Court time for the Letecia Stauch case is the court happens Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So tomorrow we continue with the trial for Letecia Stauch. That'll be day 8. Okay, so I want to show you this. Are we ready? So this is about a Minnesota mother of 2 that went missing right after dropping her kids off at daycare, and the father of the children, who's her ex, was also in the vehicle. We're going to get into it. Okay. It's this case. Oh my word. Okay, here we go. So they say, let me zoom in for you. Hold on one second. Okay. Winona, am I saying it right now? Winona, Minnesota. Adam Fravel. So now they're naming this ex, right? The father of 26-year-old missing Winona woman Madeline Kingsbury's children was the last known person to see her. They lived on, they do live on Kerry Drive in Winona, Minnesota. All right. Now, on March 31st, Adam, so Fravel and Kingsbury, dropped their 2 kids off at daycare in Madeline's van. The kids are age 5 and 2. So we're picturing it. I think a lot of us are visual learners. Madeline Kingsbury, her ex, the father of her children, they're in the car with a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, taking the kids to daycare. I was listening to Nancy Grace's podcast because she'd interviewed the sister of Madeline, Megan Kingsbury. And Madeline's mother's also done some interviews with Inside Edition and News Nation, and she's been in a few places, so I've listened to all of that as well, right? To try to figure out, well, is that normal for him, for the father of the kids to go along to daycare? They're not too clear on that. They say sometimes he did, but they don't know how often. I think it's interesting. It could be, that he, on that day, wanted to go along. Let's say that. Okay, yes, and I am not T-Pain says her poor babies, age 5 and 2. So on that podcast I was listening to, they said the children are actually doing really well because they're so young. They don't really know what's going on right now. So they're not aware that there's a very big problem right now, which is good. Ignorance is bliss. I know they're not ignorant, they're just children, but you know what I'm saying when I say that. Oh, man. So apparently they're doing really well. No one knows exactly, not no one, we don't know exactly where the children are right now, but in all the interviews that I've seen and heard, they say the children are safe, they're well. I don't think they're with the father of the children because he doesn't have custody rights to them. Okay, so to continue on. So she was last seen on March 31st. Today's date is April 13th. So the longer time goes on, the more scary it feels, right? So they say, Winona police say that Fravel told them that he and Maddie drove home, and Fravel then left alone in the van, and Maddie was gone when he returned later that day. I also heard little tidbits today that says that he said she might have just left the house and left on foot. Maybe she just went for a walk or something like that. I mean, he is, we like to give the families benefit of the doubt, and we are giving the family the benefit of the doubt. He's the ex. I'm just saying, he's the father of the children, but he's pretty suspicious, man. He's pretty suspicious. It's quite a red flag, okay? Because I don't understand why he took her van that morning at 10 and returned at 1:30, but she was supposed to go to work that day, and there was this rumor going around that she actually worked from home, even though she worked for the Mayo Clinic. However, I heard her mother say, well, yeah, she would have normally she was very detail-orientated, very organized. She would take kids daycare, and then she'd get ready to go to work. So she was supposed to go to work. The way she worded it was go into work. So I'm like, oh. So it's really weird that he decided on that day to take her van for a drive from just after 10 until 1:30. Very suspicious. Okay, we're going to get into more of the red flags, of course. So they say it's unclear where Fravel and Kingsbury's relationship stood at the time that she disappeared. However, they do say it's the ex-boyfriend. And I've seen online, I know that Facebook one has to take with a pinch of salt. However, on Facebook, there's external family members and friends, and everyone's talking in these groups, right? And she apparently had a new boyfriend. So things were looking up for her. She was moving on with her life. That Friday, this guy Adam was due to move out. That's what I read on the group as well, online, right? He was supposed to move out. He did not have custody of the children. So she had full custody of the children, a great job. She was applying for other remote jobs, new relationship. And what I also found on her page, which is this one, Madeline Kingsbury's page, she said on March 8th, if anyone knows of any childcare providers with openings this summer for a 2 and 5-year-old in the Mabel, Rushford, Spring Grove, Houston areas, please let me know. Okay, I just want to take this off because I don't want to show the children. I want to show you one other thing. So there was that one. And there was another one. Yeah, this one. Wait, okay. She said on February 2nd, if anyone is aware of family appropriate versus student rentals available in April or May, please pass along the info. And we saw in the last episode I did that her LinkedIn page said she was looking for new remote jobs. Yeah, so she was looking for a whole new clean slate without Adam, I would assume. Okay, so we don't know if there's any history of DV in this relationship, but the threat of separation, it was there, it was evident, it was happening, right? I just also there's something I wanted to say. Her mom said in an interview that she just started grad school in January as well. So she was furthering her education, getting a new job, getting a new place to live by looking. I could just see that from Facebook, and she had a new boyfriend. So yes. Okay. Can someone explain pinch of salt to Anna? I feel like that's a very common saying. Pinch of salt. If you can. Okay. Let me go here. Back to this article here. I think it's better like this and you can see it nicely. Okay. So they say, in a statement released by his attorney. So Adam Fravel has not appeared at any of the press conferences. He hasn't appeared at the searches. And we're going to read his statement now, but he's claiming that the police told him he shouldn't for his own safety, which I just call BS on right away. Because even if the police did, which they later say in this article, they don't know, they're not aware of anyone from the police saying that to him. But even if they did, if you really care about someone missing, right? If you really want to bring the mother of your children home, it doesn't matter what the police really say. You're going to be like, I'm there. Thanks for the concern, but I'm there, bro. I'm in it. I'm searching. You know what I mean? Okay. So they say the following. In a statement released by his attorney, not by him, Fravel insists he had nothing to do with Maddie's disappearance, but has dealt with a myriad of accusations. Yes, I can understand. The full statement reads, over the course of the last 12 days, my family and I have been subject to a myriad of accusations regarding the disappearance of the mother of my children, Maddie Kingsbury. During these last 12 days, I have cooperated with law enforcement at every turn, including sitting down for multiple interviews with Winona County law enforcement. Okay. Amazing, right? Are you guys having the debate of grain and pinch of salt? I had British people email me saying that they invented the language and I need to say pinch of salt. So, I don't know. I'm from South Africa, living in the Netherlands. I say pinch of salt. Americans say grain of salt. You know what I mean when I say that. Okay, so tell me what you're thinking here. Patty's like, Barry Morphy. Barry Morphy. Yeah, I'm just finding that this statement, man, is not doing him any favors at all. So then he says, I did not have anything to do with Maddie's disappearance. I want the mother of my 5-year-old and 2-year-old to be found and brought home safely. Okay. He doesn't say of our either, of my. Okay, I'll try not to overanalyze these statements. I'm trying. But it's like, I want the mother of my 5-year-old and 2-year-old to be found and brought home safely. I want that more than anything. Law enforcement advised me on April 2nd that they would not recommend that I attend the press conferences or that I assist in the searches due to safety concerns. I'm going to say I don't think so, man. Sounds like a lie to me. However, my non attendance and silence has been inferred by many as a sign of apathy or worse. That could not be further from the truth. I want Maddie home and for her to be able to be with there he says, our 2 children. God bless the Kingsbury family and please bring her home safely. Okay, then. Yes, now let's first see what you're saying, then I'm going to carry on there. Yep, I'm not T-Pain says, I don't believe the cops told him that. I just don't. So, yeah, no urgency. It's also, I don't like it if we're comparing. I can't make this comparison. But there's a trial that we're following right now, and it sounds a lot like that media interview, when it's all about how you look, how people are perceiving you, like how you're being treated versus the person who's missing, the urgency, the focus is on the person who's missing, right? That's what it should be. This is all about poor me. I'm getting all these accusations thrown at me. It's a bit of a problem. Okay, so they say, now Care 11 News reached out, and thank you to them for doing that. Yes, clear that up. They reached out to the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, which is assisting Winona police in the investigation, to ask about his statement. The statement that he says, the police says he should rather not. He should rather not be part of the press conferences or the searches. Now, before I read that, let me say, he says, the police told me on April 2nd I shouldn't be at the press conferences or part of the searches for my own safety. Really? Then why didn't they tell her mother that, her sister that, everyone else? Only you. But the rest of the family, her actual family, they're going to be there at the press conferences, at the searches, they're doing interviews. If it really was about safety, they'd have to tell everyone the same thing. So already there, that's how I'm going to debunk that. Oh, my word. So they reached out, Care 11 News, okay, and they say, this is what they said. I'm not aware of any law enforcement advising Mr. Fravel not to attend news conferences or search for Madeline. Tell me, when does police actually do that? When? Yeah. we try not to say that. He sounds like, yes. Black Widow says, I speak all the Englishes. Carry on. Yes, I'm fluent in Australian, British, American, South African, and all of those. Okay, so, wow. And then they say, obviously, he's missing the mother of his 2 children, said Fravel's attorney, Zach Bauer. Adam has been consistent with law enforcement from the first time he sat down with them that he didn't have anything to do with Maddie's disappearance. Unfortunately, in cases, we've seen a lot of that same type of consistency, haven't we? I'm sorry. I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm just like, damn, this is a red flag. And sometimes when there's a red flag, it's getting more red because you're like, oh, my word. Like, what statements are you releasing now? Why with a lawyer? Why are you saying the police said? No one's going to believe that. Literally, no one believes that. That the police said you shouldn't be part of the searches or the press conference. Who's going to believe that story? My word. What are we talking about? For making quotes bigger in the banner. Okay. So, that's what the lawyer says. Not him himself. Why can't he just do an interview? Hey, the door's open here. You want to come do an interview? According to court documents. Now, this was interesting. According to court documents, Fravel does not have custodial rights to the 2 children. And on April 4th, police and child protection workers removed the kids from Fravel's home, citing in part the possibility of exposure to criminal activity in the children's home. Fravel is fighting the child protection case in court. His attorney reiterated that Fravel had nothing to do with Maddie's disappearance. I mean, how does he know that? You know what I mean? Law enforcement, I hope, is keeping an open mind in the investigation, and Adam has been cooperative with law enforcement and will continue to be so, Bauer said. Stefan's like, come to the Grizzlies, Fravel. Yes. And now I see they're reporting that he is a pilot. I think at best he has his private pilot's license. I think he was busy with that. I'm not sure how far he got with it, but he was posing next to an aircraft this one time. Okay. He's a web designer and he studied some software engineer from what I can gather. Actually, let's look at this because this article's out there. I'm just going to read it to you. Thanks, Heavy. Heavy says, Adam Fravel, 5 fast facts you need to know. Don't we just love articles like that? Yeah. Magnetic Jet like, come on, G will ask you a few questions. It'll be fine. Yeah, I wonder what this criminal activity in the home. What are we talking about? What evidence have they found? What's going on? Now, this investigation is still active and ongoing. The search for Madeline Kingsbury continues. And we did some map time in the first episode, so check that out. I can go over that after all of this. We've got a few things to work through here. I just want to make sure I cover this right. Then we look at the map. But go look at the map time on part 1 if you want to deep dive on that of everywhere he could have driven in that time. All right. Heinemann says, those pilots are totally sus. No, you're not wrong there. Yeah, you know exactly, Janie's child. You know when. Okay, so Adam Fravel is a software engineer from Winona, Minnesota, according to his LinkedIn page. He's the father of missing Winona mother Madeline Kingsbury's children. Fravel issued a statement to KAAL on April 12th, 2023 about Kingsbury's disappearance, saying, we were just read over all of that now, okay? He added, I do not have anything to do with Maddie's disappearance. Right, we read all of that. Although authorities have not named him, Winona Police Chief Tom Williams said in a news conference that the father of Kingsbury's children was the last known person to see the Mayo Clinic researcher, telling authorities that he drove her van and then returned it to Kingsbury's residence. I still want to know, why did he drive her van? Where in the puck did you go that day? Where did you go? Suddenly, a random drive when she's supposed to be going to work in her van? Just like, I'm going to go along today and take the kids to daycare. Then I'm going to go home. My. You know what I'm going to do? She's never seen leaving the home. I'm going to take this van on a nice 3-hour drive. Right? That's not right. Doesn't sound right to me. Sorry for the page flapping. I just quickly want to find my notes that I made. There we go. From before, he was driving a 2014 dark Chrysler Town Country Minivan. Okay, this was on March 31st on a Friday. And he drove it from 10 a.m. and he returned to the house at 1:30 p.m., which was 3.5 hours later. So if we calculated, it would be an hour 45 each way if he's going far, which I would then say, let's say if it's like an hour and a half each way, then he's got half an hour to do who knows what. I'm just saying, if it's like that, I look at the timing and what is possible, because that's a weird little drive. And they saw him driving on a country road pretty far away as well, on a highway. We went over that in the last episode. And the thing is that Madeline's jacket, cell phone, and ID were in the home. Also, there's a $50,000 reward, and they're looking to raise $100,000 as a reward now as well. I'm not T-Pain says, did he take lessons on how to lie from Letecia? I mean, it sounds like it to me a little bit. Just like, oh man, this is not helping at all. So then they say Kingsbury is a Winona, Minnesota clinical research professional for the Mayo Clinic who was reported missing on March 31st, 2023. Not by him, by her family. That's also for me a red flag. She disappeared after dropping her kids off at daycare, according to a Winona Police Department news release. Here's what you need to know. Adam Fravel, a high school athlete and student council member, has received advertising and web media contracts. So they say, according to Fravel's LinkedIn page, he's worked under contract for a realty ads site in advertising and web media. In that position, he wrote that his duties include directing the creation of advertisements and other media projects, analyze and optimize advertising performance across device and market types, direct the creation of advertisements and other media projects, analyze and optimize. It's just saying the same words again and again, my word. I was a recruitment consultant for about 8 months of my life, you guys. And this, I'd just be like, hello, could you bullet point? Could you just summarize that? Because you're saying the same thing 100 times over. Under skills, he listed things like cascading style sheets and HTML. Fravel also worked under contract for another company in advertising and web media and in IT support for Winona State Information Tech Services, he wrote on LinkedIn. He writes on his page that he received an Associate of Arts and Sciences in AAS and Software and Web Development in May of 2023 from Minnesota State College, Southeast, listing his skills as things like it's SQL code, right? SQL and JavaScript. Mr. Grizzly is a coder, so he doesn't code in SQL, JavaScript, C# and C++, but I know what that is. SQL, okay? Yes. Cassandra said that anyone at daycare see her. I don't know, but I saw on the Facebook group that they said somebody in the neighborhood saw them at the home. So like most people think, did she even return home? Someone said they saw them return home. Yeah, I'm not T-Pain says this guy's a walking red flag. And Karen says, I wonder that too, remote work. You see, we were all wondering if maybe she worked remotely for the Mayo Clinic or like a hybrid remote situation, sometimes working from home, sometimes going in. But in an interview that her mother did with either Inside Edition or News Nation, I can't remember which one because I watched them all, right? Her mother said it was a normal day and she was going to go into work. So I don't know, going to go into work, maybe that was her day to go into work or just generally went into work. What are we talking about? May of 2023. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. But wait, he has an Associate of Arts in Software and Web Development. Yeah, that date is all wrong. He graduated from Mabel Canton High School in 2012, where he was on the Honor Society, Student Council, was in choir, football, basketball, according to his LinkedIn page. Damn, this article really went deep on this guy, huh? Oh, my word. He posted pictures on Facebook showing him with the children he shares with Madeline Kingsbury. Okay, so you could see him there. On Facebook, his few visible photos show him with the children he shares with Madeline Kingsbury. Kingsbury and her mother liked some of his posts. So cute, the mother wrote with one post. He also posted a picture showing him with a plane. His Facebook page says he's from Mabel, Minnesota. You see? Mabel, Minnesota. We did that on Maptime. Where's the map? There. That's where they say his dad lives. And stop that. Wait, where's Filllmore again? Filllmore is there's Filllmore. The police were talking about they live here on Kerry Drive, and they were talking about searching around Filllmore, Winona, and then also the highway that they'd mentioned searching. Highway 43. Yeah, this is Highway 43. The police had mentioned that. So then I was speculating, well, what if he went down to his father's house? I hope they searched his father's house, wherever that is, in Mabel, if it is. Because he could make it there. It's 1 hour, 10 minutes. Or actually, it's 56 minutes. 56 minutes there. 56 minutes back type thing. So I don't know. Just saying. Yes, and they were already broken up. And she was already in a new relationship. I could see her mom doesn't want to say that. It's part of the investigation. But on Facebook, the friends are saying, and people that know the boyfriend, the new boyfriend, are saying that the new boyfriend has been cleared by police. Yeah, this is the thing. J9 Wheel says, is that all remote area? Dag nabbit, she could be dag nabbit. She could be anywhere. That's the problem. I mean, whoa. Especially if you grew up in this area, you might know places. I don't know. We don't want to speculate such things, but it just seems it's seeming scary. Yeah. Oh wow, Mabel's tiny. Look at it. Yep, all remote. Okay, so back to that article. Where are we at? Winona police described... from Mabel. There we go. He also shared a fundraiser. He shared a fundraiser that Kingsbury had posted about on Facebook. But his dad was saying to people on Facebook, why do you have to share this? We don't need this right now. You don't need to talk about this on Facebook. We saw that in episode 1 that I did. Yes, and that's what I'm thinking. I'm not T-Pain, says this guy. Could not let her go. That's what it seems like. And someone says, is this guy talking? Well, he released a statement through his attorney. Winona police described Madeline Kingsbury as an endangered missing person. Police described Kingsbury as an endangered missing person in a statement. She also goes by the name Maddie Kingsbury. Kingsbury, she's only 26 years old, was last seen the morning of March 31st and has not had contact with friends or family since. Police wrote in the news release. She was last seen at her home in Winona, Minnesota. Kingsbury was supposed to show up for work that morning but didn't. In addition, numerous calls and messages from friends and family went unanswered. Kingsbury was supposed to pick her children up from daycare that afternoon, but didn't show up or make arrangements. All of this is extremely out of character for her. Oh my word, we got Crime Circus in the house. Hey friends, I can't stay, but please smash the like button. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Drip Drop. So nice to see you in the chat, and thank you for the super sticker. Honored that you'd even be here to say hello. Thank you. Everybody show Crime Circus some love. You can go check out his channel. Yes, I was there. You find me in the chat there quite often. I was there this afternoon. So if you wonder where I am, sometimes I'm there. Okay, so a GoFundMe page has been set up to help fund search efforts. We'll look at that right after these 5 bullet points they've got here for us. Okay, it's not quite bullet points, but 5 points. Authorities have not named a suspect or a person of interest, but the Winona police spokeswoman said in a news conference that police are considering whether Kingsbury may be the victim of foul play. Police say the father of Madeline Kingsbury's children told them he drove her. Isn't that weird? He's like, yeah, I did it. I drove that van. Okay, but why and where and where do you go? What's going on? Since March 31st, investigators have interviewed numerous people, including family and friends. Investigators have been canvassing neighborhoods, searching areas, and attempting to collect any video surveillance that might give us clues as to where Kingsbury or her van, a 2014 dark blue Chrysler Town and Country, may have traveled. Now, to clear that up, because we need to clear it up, people get confused. The van is not missing, okay? They've got the van. They've seized the van, and they are busy analyzing it to see if there's any evidence in the van. So it's not like people need to look out for the van. However, if you're in this Winona area, and if you have, I would say, this whole area from this Winona, right? Minnesota cities here, Winona, Kerry Drive, Filllmore, they did mention before. We're trying to see Filllmore. Winona, Filllmore, Mabel. All of that. If you have ring camera footage to review from March 31st, if you have dash cam footage, you just never know. In Gabby Petito's case, the dash cam footage helped a lot. So if you have dash cam footage along this route or anything like that, if you saw a 2014 dark Chrysler Town and Country minivan on March 31st between 10 a.m. and 1:30 p.m., they've even extended the police until 4 p.m. If you saw anything, especially if you're in this area, you know what to do. The numbers are in the description box, okay? I'm Not T-Pain says he's saying part of the truth. He was in the van, but the lie is that he doesn't know what happened to her. Oh, yes. And that's the thing. Why didn't he use his own car? I thought maybe they only had one car, but apparently they have 2 cars. So I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. That is true as well, Karen. At the presser, they asked residents to search their properties. If you missed the presser, we played both press conferences in the first episode I did on this case. So it's on the missing persons playlist, and I will link it for you as well afterwards when I do all the timestamps for you. Okay, back to this quickly. We're going to look at the family statements as well. Recent developments led investigators to believe that a van matching the description of Kingsbury's was seen traveling from Winona to the eastern part of Filllmore County during the day on March 31st. You see? The eastern part of Filllmore County, okay? In the news conference, Police Chief Tom Williams would not say whether police believe Kingsbury was driving the van. But he said it. He told them. So they tell us that he told them that he was driving the van, but they don't want to say that he was driving the van. Okay, we can read between the lines there. Williams said in a news conference that Kingsbury and the father of her children dropped their daughters, 5, and son, 2, at daycare shortly after 8 a.m. And at about 8:15, Kingsbury's vehicle returned to her residence, but she didn't show up for work at the Mayo Clinic, police said. Police said the father of Kingsbury's children told them that he left the home in Kingsbury's van. That's probably because they're like, neighbors reported it and we could see it on camera. He's like, oh yeah, I did take a drive. Williams said it's very unlike her. This is very long. Let's go to bullet point 5. Madeline Kingsbury, a clinical research professional, focused her most recent Facebook post on her kids. And we saw that as well. Okay, so this article is very long. So just hold on 1 second. I want to see something here quickly. Okay, I want to show you the GoFundMe, which is this one is called The Search for Maddie. So her name is Madeline Kingsbury, but if you go to the GoFundMe, The Search for Maddie, the family they're busy raising funds. Maddie's been missing for a week now, and there are no words of comfort to help this poor family or friends. There are so many traveling from all over to help the search, and the family's staying in hotels. The best way we can help is by contributing. If you can, anything would help. And all the prayers you have, thank you so much. Okay. So I'll link everything in the description box afterwards for you. Texas State of Mind says, any family of a missing person that says, keep this private is extremely suspicious or crazy. I know, right? That is very suspicious. Like, why do you have to tell everyone this? So here they say, new GoFundMe hoping to raise $10,000. I thought they're trying to raise like $100,000. Okay, now they up the goal there to 20K. We saw there's a $50,000 reward for information leading to finding Maddie, if you didn't know. Okay, sorry, I'm bouncing around between things. I want to show you this group here. Here's the group. Find Madeline Kingsbury, vanished Minnesota. So this is the group. If you do want to join it as well. Why am I not joined? I was joined. Am I not joined? Join the group. Yes, okay, I'll have to answer this afterwards. So, documents detail custody of Kingsbury's kids. Father refused to hand over kids to authorities. Like, what? I had this somewhere. Let's go there. Because people are now commenting on his behavior when they tried to get the kids back in, take the kids from him, right? So they say here, Winona, Minnesota. The more details came to light Wednesday in the investigation of missing Winona mother, Madeline Kingsbury. The following information was filed. Sorry, I'll zoom in for you. The following information was filed by Winona County Health and Human Services after it learned that Fravel does not have custodial rights to the children he shares with Kingsbury. That meant that with Kingsbury missing, the children did not have a legal guardian. This petition was filed on April 4th, 5 days after Madeline Kingsbury went missing. Since her disappearance, thousands have been out searching, except him, of course, because he says the police told him he can't. Yeah, okay. Van's like, nut butt alert. Nut butt alert. Also, while we're talking about a Minnesota case over here, it is Rob McMullen's birthday. He's from Minnesota. He's one of the mods here on Grizzly True Crime. He's having fun on his birthday. I don't think he's here right now, but happy birthday to Rob. You can wish him on my community tab if you want to. That's where I posted a birthday message for him. So go wish him over there. He'll see that later, right? Okay. So they say social workers assisted law enforcement in attempting to place a 72-hour hold on the children in light of their mother being missing. According to a court document at the home where Adam Fravel and the children were, Fravel and his family became uncooperative with officials and would not allow social workers access to the children. Sounds like he's really cooperating with law enforcement, huh? And CPS. And whoever else. Right. According to the petition, Fravel took the younger child into the home and locked the door, despite being told the children were in the care and custody of Winona County. Fravel began shouting profane statements. They're spelling his name wrong. It's Fravel, but began shouting profane statements. So if you're going to already show aggression like that and everything in the situation, I don't know, man. Worry about that. As reported by Winona County, Fravel will battle this in court. The sister of Kingsbury, Megan, told KTTC on Tuesday, the children are doing well. I'm not able to comment too much on the kids, but they are safe and they are doing well. Megan Kingsbury explained. Megan is Madeline's sister. Winona County said that 72-hour hold was to encourage the family to be cooperative to aid the transition for the children. These attempts were unsuccessful. This all comes the same day that Fravel issued a statement regarding Kingsbury's disappearance, saying he wants her to return home safely. This is the mother of his two children. Obviously, he wants her home safely, and he's trying his best with efforts through law enforcement as well as in the community to try and make that happen. To try and make that happen by not searching? I mean, guys, this is True Crime 101. It's just a red flag. We're trying not to, I always give the family benefit of the doubt, but he's the ex, number one. The threat of separation is obvious. It's there. And then one of your first actions is you're going to lawyer up? I'm going to lawyer up and release a statement through him. Oh, man. Where is Madeline? That's the question. We see the same when we're looking at other cases when people deflect, right? They're busy with themselves, being victims, feeling sorry for themselves, and all the online speculation. Yes, a lot of times it's very unfortunate. But man, where's Madeline? Are you searching? Are you helping? Are you going to release a statement? Do you know anything? You're literally the last person that saw her. Where did you go in her van? Okay, I made some notes here, which says, okay, so firstly, welcome. If you're only joining now, we are looking at the case of Madeline Kingsbury, a 26-year-old mother of two who was last seen on March 31st after taking her kids to daycare at 8 in the morning. Her ex was in the car too. They went home. Somebody in the neighborhood said they saw them at home because everybody's asking that. So that is only hearsay, but that's what they said, right? That they saw them at the home. Then Adam, the ex, decided to take her van for a drive, driving all over on the eastern side of Filllmore County. Very odd route to take as well, you know? Strange, long drive. Lizzie, oh my word, Lizzie Hirschberger. You guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't ever seen my interview that I did with Lizzie Hirschberger, go check it out. Thank you so much. Lizzie's also got a book on Amazon and everything. It's linked in that episode. I'll link it in the description box as well. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here. So he took her van on a long country drive for no reason when she was supposed to take her van to work. And then she did not pick up the kids from daycare, but neither did he. You know what I mean? That was a big red flag to everyone. Like, wait, why is she not picking the kids up? Why is she not answering her phone? Why is she not answering messages? What's going on over here? So her family reported her missing because that behavior was so bizarre. She would always be on her phone like most of us are these days. If I don't answer my phone, you also know that's a big red flag, okay? So her jacket, ID, and cell phone were found in the home. There's a $50,000 reward if you have any information that can lead to finding her. So that's what we're looking at. Now, I made some notes in my little, I've got many notebooks. My little notebook here, where between Madeline's sister and mother, how they describe, you know, how she is. They say she's a hard at work mom. She lived for her kids. She started grad school in January. Her future was looking bright. The kids are safe and doing well. The investigation's ongoing, okay? They don't want to say if she was dating anyone else or say what the nature of the relationship was, but I could see online the speculation is they'll say from friends and so on in the group that are saying that she did have a new boyfriend, and they even went so far as to say on the group somewhere there. When I say the group, there's many groups, okay, formed about the disappearance of Madeline Kingsbury, and I'm looking at the official group from what I can find, right? They're saying she had a new boyfriend and the boyfriend's been cleared. But the other man in her life is this ex, right? And he was due to move out that day. Again, that's from locals. Thank you to everyone who is local and emailing me information as well. I really appreciate it. She is a clinical research coordinator at Mayo Clinic. Her normal day would have been going to work. That's what her mom said. Her normal day would have been going to work. So why is he taking her van when her normal day is going to work? Okay. Her children were the light of her life. Her children are age 5 and 12. They're doing well, and they haven't really noticed anything going on yet. It's been over a week now. She went missing on March 31st. Today is April 13th already. Ooh, time flies, man. But the kids are apparently doing very well. They're very young. They're not too sure what's going on right now. Okay. So that's what we have there. I just want to see what else I have here. Just hold on one second. Oh, yeah. They talked about this campaign. Finding Madeline Kingsbury campaign hangs flyers in local businesses. So I'm sure if you go to Facebook, you could also print out the flyers and hand them out if you wanted to help with that. Mate R, thank you so much for becoming a member. I want to show you, where is that police statement? Is it this? Yeah, here we go. Okay. This is what I wanted to show you. Let's make it big. Let's try zoom in. Can we zoom in? Yes, we're zooming in. Okay. Did I say 5 and 12? 5 and 2. 5 and 2. Thank you for correcting me. 5 and 2. Her kids are 5 and 2. Okay. Now, this is from the Winona Police Department. They say April 12th, 2023, which was yesterday. Winona Police Department's update on Maddie Kingsbury investigation. As the investigation into Maddie Kingsbury's disappearance continues, we are updating the public on what is being done to find her. Evidence to date suggests that Maddie's disappearance was involuntary and suspicious. We remain extremely concerned for her safety. Thank you so much. I hope I'm saying your name right. Matey? Mate R. Thank you so much for your super sticker. Yes, Janet, we've got the Grizzly Zoom on. If we were doing press conference time, we were going to do Grizzly Boost. Okay, so they say multiple law enforcement agencies have been searching for Maddie from the beginning of the investigation. On Friday and Saturday of this past weekend, it's estimated that more than 2,000 people volunteered to search for Maddie. That's a lot. Oh my word. Minnesota. Good job. Oh my word. Minnesota showed up to the point they're like, whoa, we're going to have to stop the community searches for now. This is too much. Right? So they say since the end of the large organized searches on Saturday, April 8th, law enforcement has continued to conduct targeted searches in Winona and Filllmore counties. So we do have to look at Filllmore again on the map. Over the course of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week, over 100 law enforcement and public safety personnel searched these additional targeted areas based off information that we have received via tips or through investigative discovery. Oh, I wonder if this vehicle, I still don't know that actually, a 2014 Chrysler Town and Country Minivan, would that have tracking? Then again, I don't know if he's got a pilot's license and he's a coder, he might actually know how to turn that tracking off. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's not rocket science, but we just don't know. Yes, justice for Madeline. Let's hope they find her soon. Julie B says, in this day and age, disappearing without a trace, no phone, no expenditure on cars, no sighting. That's a red blanket, not a flag. From the description of her mothering, she wouldn't desert her kids. Exactly. She wouldn't. So they say, so we're going to look at Filllmore County on the map again after. They're looking at targeted areas based off of information we've received via tips or through investigative discovery. We have drafted and served numerous search warrants as part of our search efforts. We appreciate the continued support of the many agencies helping us look for Maddie. We are receiving dozens of tips a day through Crime Stoppers. Thank you to everyone who's taken the time to share information with us. Every tip helps. If you know something you think could be valuable and you haven't shared it, please do. You can call 1-800-222-TIPS or go online to crimestoppersmn.org. That's Mike November MN. Many of you have asked what happened to Maddie's van. It has been taken and processed for evidence. Throughout the investigation, we've worked closely with the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, the BCA, to identify and process any available forensic evidence. We are following up on leads and parts of inquiry trying to get answers in this case. We have had two goals since we learned Maddie was missing. Bring her home and, if warranted, hold accountable the person or persons responsible for her disappearance. Releasing certain information about the investigation would jeopardize our ability to achieve these goals. We understand just how much the community wants answers, and we are asking everyone to be patient as the investigative process unfolds. We remain confident we will find Maddie and bring her home to her family. Then her family also made a statement, which I'll read to you in a moment. Some people have said, what if he really is innocent, and he really could be innocent till proven guilty? What if he's completely innocent and he really just took a long drive for some reason, right? Maybe that day she was supposed to work from home or something. He took a drive, got some fresh air or something. The problem is then the theory would be, okay, what if she left by herself, or if it was like hiring people to snatch her, or if someone just snatched her? Wouldn't that be on cameras around the neighborhood there? Wouldn't they have cleared that up already? You know what I mean? It's a process of elimination of what could have possibly happened. Thank you so much. Yeah, Barbara says, no woman leaves a home without her purse and her phone. I know, right? I don't even go on a bicycle ride without my phone and my purse. My purse, it's just really my bank card and ID. But yes, I'm in the Netherlands, so bike ride, that's my vehicle, okay? When I go for a drive, I mean on my bicycle, just saying. Now, April 12th, okay, 2023. This is the Kingsbury family statement. A lot of statements have been made. The police made a statement. The family made a statement. But then also Adam, through his attorney, made a statement. Interesting. We've looked at that already. The statement from Adam, the ex. So they say, Kingsbury family statement. Nothing in life prepares you for this. The disappearance of our daughter and sister has been a waking nightmare with no respite. In the days and nights since Madeline disappeared, the immediate family and extended family have, collectively and individually, been experiencing emotions and trials that someone who has never been suddenly thrust into this horrific situation could ever imagine. And I totally understand. Totally understand, right? We've seen so many families go through this. We've had a number of family members on this channel, and man, each time it's just absolutely heartbreaking to see what they go through. And yeah, no one prepares you for this. No matter how much true crime we watch, missing persons cases, everything we do, there's sometimes, like, remember the story of the plastic surgeon who killed the lawyer? Someone was like, wow, I've watched your channel for so long, and never did I think that someone I know would be featured as a story on my channel. That's like, you just never prepared for this, right? Teresa said, didn't he lawyer up and not cooperating? Yep. He says he's cooperating, that he sat down with police on several occasions, but he's the only one. Him and his lawyer are the only ones saying that. Doesn't sound like he was even cooperating with CPS there, or Winona County, who was trying to put the children in a safe place. Yeah, this guy is driving the sus bus. Okay, so from the family, they say, eating is a mechanical act we force ourselves to do in order to keep our strength up so we can continue to advocate and search for Madeline. Sleep, if it comes, is fitful and fleeting. I have to think that the only thing that could come close to what we experience is the stress of combat, day after awful day. Initially, we were so overwrought that we couldn't bear to look at each other, but we couldn't bear to look away. There are no words we could say to comfort each other, and we felt alone and frantic. In the days since the family has circled the wagons and gathered from near and across the world, we will find Madeline. This is our mission, and we will not falter. We're private people finding ourselves thrust into the national limelight at the most traumatic time in our lives. We don't seek to draw attention to ourselves, but of course, we want everyone, everywhere, to know about Madeline so we can reunite her with her children. Members of our family and close friends coordinate closely with law enforcement and send out search teams day after day, every day. Okay, I don't think I have to zoom out in order to see the bottom. Sorry. From time to time, and as we see the need, we use social media to encourage and inform the large groups of volunteers helping us search for Madeline. We're overwhelmed by the dedication and tangible expressions of love demonstrated by the huge circle of warriors that unknowingly gathered around her. Her sorority sisters, co-workers at Mayo Clinic and other places, fellow students from her days at Winona State, other moms, and her many, many friends, acquaintances, and people whose lives she touched. We will continue to search for Madeline. We will not give up, and our family will come out the other side of this forever changed, but forever changed, but forever grateful for the tireless dedication of so many helpers, friends, and relatives, people in law enforcement, other first responders, social workers, caseworkers, legal professionals, child advocates, and many, many more. Wow. Powerful statements, huh? Yeah, it's super sad hearing it. Jay Luck says, this is super sad hearing it. Yes, the poor family. I mean, that's a little bit of a different tone than what we've seen from the ex, right? They say, we are aware it's being reported that we have a press conference today in regards to the missing persons case of Madeline Kingsbury. That information is not correct. There will not be a press conference today. Thank you. Okay. I'm just looking at what's going on here. Sorry. Got the dogs out. Cute. Found dog. Male brown adult dog. Can I have him? Hello to Rad and Josephine. Oh my word. Thank you so much for all the coffees. Yes. Thank you to all of you who send me coffees. I really appreciate it. Keep me going. Okay, let's see if I covered everything here. What do we have here? Oh, we went over the documents, yes? Father of Madeline Kingsbury's children denies involvement in her disappearance, so we went over his statements. Find Madeline Kingsbury, vanished Minnesota. We've gone over this as well, just double checking. Let's say how you can help. How you can help. Okay, we'd love call to action items. Share, share, and share. So even this episode, can you please like it and share it? Hashtag let's bring, look, they've got it here. whenever I've got Madeline like this, it's probably find Madeline. It's probably let's bring Madeline home and hashtag find Madeline. Yeah, bring Maddie home also. Bring Maddie home. Yeah, I need to write that down. Brew crew. Thank you for being part of the brew crew. Keeping me caffeinated. I really appreciate it. Okay, so what can we do to help as a community? We could share and share and share. So here on this group or on all over, I'll share on Twitter as well and Facebook. You can reshare my stuff. You can share this episode, like this episode, share it. Hashtag find Madeline. Hashtag let's bring Maddie home. Hashtag Maddie Kingsbury, Madeline Kingsbury. Those types of hashtags will work. You can also hashtag Grizzly True Crime if you want, so everyone can find it here and on the other episode as well. Yes, Eileen says we have to keep you caffeinated. Yeah, yes, please. So we could share. Please share Madeline's flyer in your local community groups, on your Facebook in public view, as your Facebook cover. Share everywhere, regardless of what state you live in. What about what country? I'm in the Netherlands. We're going to share. Okay. And again, they say share. Keep an eye out for Madeline while you are out and about. If you know anything, please contact Winona Police Department 507-457-6288. Let's bring Maddie home. I want to say Maddie home. Let's bring Madeline home. Find Madeline. All right. So I've got current photos on the flyer here. These are the flyers that you can download and share. Current photo. So update on endangered missing person. Madeline Jane Kingsbury, 26. Last seen morning of March 31st, has not had contact with friends or family since. She was last seen at her home in Winona, Minnesota. Kingsbury was supposed to show up for work that morning, but didn't. Let's do this. Woody Deason, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And Petey says, great live. Glad that you're enjoying the live and all the information. Jay Luck says, in Denver, where's Melon? She's in Winona, Minnesota. We're going to do Maptime right after this. I'm going to quickly recap this flyer here so you can see what to share. Even if you want to share bits of information from here, share it and share the flyer and share all kinds of things about this. Okay, let's do that. And if you are part of the Grizzly Twitter squad, Twitter gang on there's a lot of Grizzlies on Twitter. Let's share the crap out of this. Okay, let's get it out there. So Madeline was last seen the morning of March 31st and has not had contact with friends or family since. She was last seen at her home in Winona, Minnesota. Kingsbury was supposed to show up for work that morning but didn't. In addition, numerous calls and messages from friends and family went unanswered. She was supposed to pick her children up from daycare that afternoon but didn't show up or make other arrangements. All of this is extremely out of character for her. Since March 31st, investigators have interviewed numerous people, including family and friends. Investigators have been canvassing neighborhoods, searching areas, and attempting to collect any video surveillance that might give us clues as to where Kingsbury or her van, a 2014 dark blue Chrysler Town and Country, may have traveled. Recent developments led investigators to believe that a van matching the description of Kingsbury's van was seen traveling from Winona to the eastern part of Filllmore County during the day on March 31st. The Winona Police Department and the Filllmore County Sheriff's Office are asking residents and landowners in eastern Filllmore County to check their properties, including any video cameras, doorbell cameras, game cameras, etc., for any signs of the van passing through or stopping. In addition, we asked residents or landowners to check for signs of a disturbance or other suspicious activity. We are specifically looking for information during the time frame of 8 a.m. on March 31st to 4 p.m. Okay, they've extended it. I'm just going to write this down quickly. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay. And that's on April 1st. Oh, from March. Okay. From 8 a.m. on March 31st to 4 p.m. on April 1st. Even the next day. Okay. Along the Highway 43 corridor of Winona and Filllmore counties. If you have any information, please contact the Winona Police Department at 507-457-6288. Assisting the Winona Police Department in this investigation is the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, the Winona County Sheriff's Office, Filllmore County Sheriff's Office, Houston County Sheriff's Office, members of the Southeast Minnesota Violent Crimes Enforcement Team, and many other agencies. Our hearts go out to Kingsbury's family, and we are asking everyone to help us bring her home safely. Luna Thomas, thank you so much. Keep your mind healthy. All this will take a toll on an empathic person. Stay sane. Much love and kindness. Miss G Rocks. Thank you so much. Yes. Don't worry, I'm all good. I take long walks in the sunshine, cycles, naps. I even got a hammock. I have a hammock. Okay, I'm proud of it. I have a hammock. I've got a foot spa. I got sunshine. I'm good. Thank you so much, though, for the support and for the sticker. Yes, thank you, Em and Mom. Madeline Kingsbury, 1D. Madeline Kingsbury or Maddie Kingsbury, Minnesota. Very nice, very nice. Bring Maddie home. Magnetic janitors are the children with their dad. The dad does not have custodial rights to the children. So, no. From what I understand, from everything that they don't want to say exactly where they are, but it sounds to me like they're with Maddie's family. That's what it sounds like, but I'm not too sure exactly where they are, but I don't think that they are with him. I just want to see what they said. They say here, just to recap, they say according to court documents, the ex-Fravel doesn't have custodial rights to the two children. On April 4th, police and child protective workers removed the kids from the home, you see? Citing in part the possibility of exposure to criminal activity in the children's home. Fravel is fighting the child protection case in court. I mean, that's what he's busy doing. Fighting the child. Why are you fighting in court right now? All you got to do is look for Maddie. Look for Maddie. Once you find Maddie, then the children are back, right? And Janice like, I could use a hammock right now. Let's see. Barbara says, what's the temperature at your location? Just say Netherlands weather. You won't see it. Otherwise, I'm going to convert Celsius, Fahrenheit, all of that. But it's very good right now. I'm not T-Pain says, this guy sounds like he couldn't stand seeing Maddie move on with her life. That's what it sounds like to me too. Because she was getting a new job. She had a new boyfriend. Looking for a new place to stay. And she had full custody of the children. So, yes. Okay, and now, let's quickly, I hope this doesn't double play. I'm sorry if it does. I hope not. Let's quickly do some map time. Okay, we're adding this to the stream. Let's do it like this. So what I've done is I've gone from their house, not the exact address, just Cary Drive in Winona, Minnesota. And I've taken us to Filllmore because they were looking on the eastern part of Filllmore County as well. And I've also added Mabel because that's apparently where, well, he says that on his own profile. That's where he grew up. That's apparently where his dad lives as well. And I do find it interesting that his dad, whose name is Richard, was on Facebook basically shouting at family members of, why are you sharing this? We don't need all of this on here right now. In the early stages of Madeline going missing, he said, this is still just a family issue, okay? This doesn't need to be out there. Oh, that was a problem. That was a problem for me. What do you think? That's true. NC, thank you. Patreon, you'll get the weather with G. Yeah, you get walks with me in the forest and cycles and whatever. Things that I do out there, caking off on Patreon. Thank you so much. Yes. Map love. Carol Clark loves the map time. So if we look at this round trip, for example, if he did this, well, that's 2.5 hours. And guess what? He was gone for 3.5 hours. You see what I'm saying? You see what I mean? And they are talking about this. This is Highway 43. From Cary Drive south is on Highway 43. Let's look what this highway is here. If you're local there and you want to say things that will be helpful, let me know. But this is not Highway 43. You see that? See, that makes me think, man, where was he driving? Because I would speculate this. If he's watching, dude, did you do this? Because it looks like it to me. Like from here, taking a nice drive. They're looking on the eastern part of Filllmore County. I mean, one could also cut across here and then go up here. So, yes. Alina, thank you so much. Gee, a debut, one missing person from each state. One missing person from each state. Imagine. I'm not T-Pain says he took a long trip. Wonder what he was doing. I also wonder. Now, we don't know if this is the trip he took, but all we know is that he took a drive. He left the house at 10 a.m. and returned to the house at 1:30 p.m. and then says, "Ooh, she wasn't there when he got home." Now, if we look at the time, that's 3.5 hours. That's how I get this. So I'm piecing this together. This is my own speculation. Okay, just to make it clear, they do live on Kerry Drive in Winona, Minnesota. He says on his Facebook profile that he's from Mabel. It was either Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever. And there was talk online that his dad is from there. So, okay, that's where he's from. So I'm like, interesting. And then the dad getting all defensive of why are people sharing this in the early stages of her going missing. I'm like, so was he there that day? Because that would be interesting to me. And now when they say Filllmore, the Filllmore County Sheriff's Department is also helping out, and they're asking for people to check their properties on the eastern side of Filllmore County. Well, I wonder. I mean, it's really rural, huh? There's really not much out here. It's pretty scary. So if he did this entire trip, it's totally possible with an hour to spare. You see? That's why I'm saying it. If it was like, oh no, I just went there, visited my dad. I took a long drive, needed a break, went to visit my dad and came back home. Wow. Because we don't know. We don't know that. Where did he go? But police probably do know. By now, I think they know. And that's why they're searching all over the place. And they said they're expanding the search area. Initially, they were searching mostly around this area. And then they said they're expanding the search and they're doing targeted searches, including on the eastern side of this Filllmore County. And they talk specifically about this Highway 43. Right? Let's see. I heard from police of the Cup that authorities said she never left the house again. Well, she left the house in the morning to go with him. Him and her and the kids left the house. They dropped off the kids at daycare. Then they returned to the house, and people in the area, locals, are saying online that somebody saw them at the house. But yeah, she was never seen leaving the house again. She was never seen leaving the house again. So that is scary. But her van left. And that I also would love to know. Was the van pulled into the garage? Was that a normal thing to do? Or was it pulled into the garage that day? Very interesting. Steph says, who picked up the kids that day? That's a good question. All we know is that she didn't show up to pick up the kids, so that already raised the alarm bells. Alina says, Maptime will always remind me of Gabby Petito. That was my beginnings with G. Thank you. You're an OG, Alina. Oh, my word. Original Grizzly. That's what I mean. So, yes, if you are in this area like this, and if you please check your properties. The police are saying, check your properties. Make sure if there's anything out of place, anything you think, well, why was that moved? Or like, that's not how that normally is. Or if you see anything suspicious, or if you've got any camera footage that could help in this investigation, yep, they're looking for that information. I feel like one could cut across here, huh? What is here? And here is an airport. An airport. Everyone's asking about an airport. There's no time. There's no time. And that is so, in aviation, you're not just going to sneak around on an airplane. You would have to file all sorts of things. People would know if you had a flight that day, okay? Just saying. It would take a lot longer as well. You only had 3.5 hours, right? For all of that, for the drive and everything. But here is an airport. Now, if this is an area that's familiar to him, then yeah, I would almost speculate that he went like here, even here, this road. So driving south here and then going along here to an area that he might be familiar with. Yes, and then going back home. Possibly. Plain Jane says, it is not coincidence that she went missing right before you were supposed to move out. Right? What are we saying, Liz? Josie West says, I live 2 hours from Winona on the WI side. Oh, okay. Miss Lily C says, if I can't find loved one, I want everyone looking. If you can't find a loved one, you want everyone looking. Thank you, G and Mods. Thank you so much, Miss Lily C. Okay, so that is the information I could share. I think I've shared all the information I possibly can right now. I really hope it helps. You just never know when sharing all this information online if it helps. If someone's like, wait a minute, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Let me go look at my cameras, or let me go check my property, or check a barn, or whatever it is. But yeah, if you live there, please do. Which sounds very scary to say. I never like saying it. We always hope that the person is found safe, alive, and can be returned to their children. In this case, her children, her family. The longer time goes on, of course, the more scary the case gets. But we always have hope. I just hope there will be answers soon in this case. Yes. Black Widow says, I'm just shaking my head at the huge land to cover. It's a lot, right? It's a lot. Gregory says, I'll bet the van is yielding a lot of clues. I'm betting so. Between the van and the phones, especially his phone. Van and phone, that would be interesting as well. Or maybe like an Apple Watch or something that could be interesting as well. Joyce says, I shared on Facebook and Twitter. I live in Canada, but I have a lot of Facebook friends all over the world. Thank you so much for sharing. And if you could share this episode as well, and show, I just want to show the family we've got their back. I hate it when families feel like they're going through this alone. And we saw from their statement that it's very difficult, very, very difficult. And they've been shown a lot of support. But I want them to know that they've got this community support as well. So if you could share this episode too and tell them we got their backs. We got their backs. I will tell them too. Pamela McDaniel, thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate it. Magnetic Janet says they should ask EquiSearch to help in the search. They have to ask though. That's true. I'm sure people are saying that, but maybe we should say it in case they don't know about it. Yes? This we don't know. Liz, was the van backed into the garage for a time before we left it? Always a red flag. Yep, we don't know. Okay, well, everyone. Yeah, WI means Wisconsin. I know. Thank you, though. I really appreciate it. Yes, it does. Minnesota is land of 10,000 lakes. So many bodies of water. That's scary. That's pretty scary. So many bodies of water. Let me just see. On that route, I mean, there is a lot in between. I was just looking quickly. Sure. Anyway, thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you again soon. Tomorrow is, of course, full trial day for Letecia Stauch. I'm also following along the Lori Vallow case. I'm listening to all the audio. There's no cameras allowed in Lori Vallow's trial, but they are releasing audio, as the trial happens. So I'm catching up with that and making some notes, and all very interesting. So you'll see me again soon, but you'll definitely see me tomorrow. This stream should lead you to tomorrow. Tomorrow we're back in court for Letecia Stauch, trial day 8. And yeah, we're going to need coffee because we have to listen to 60 to 90 minutes more of her monologue, her interrogation, that whole thing with Eduardo. If you want to see my little drawing that I did of Eduardo and the horror hog and just pictures and behind the scenes stuff, that's all on Patreon if you want to check it out. And if you are a member and if you just became one today, check out the members only playlist because we did a snarky Letecia debrief yesterday. Sometimes we need to just do that, just calm down after the day. So yes, thank you so much. And I will see you again soon. Thank you very much, mods. And also one more. Check my other channel because I definitely want to make some shorts again on that channel. And I've got a really dumb criminal story that I might want to share on there later if I can. So go check that out as well. Mods, if you can, share the link to my second channel. That'll be amazing. Okay, bye everyone.